Hey guys, it's Gio back with another uncut review for you. I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man Miles Morales today after recently covering Spider-Man PS4 Remaster. I thought I'd follow up with this frankly amazing game. I'll be talking about the PS5 version of the game primarily, and I just want to talk about it a couple of months after launch and let you know my thoughts and feelings on it. Let's dive straight in with gameplay. At first, you probably think the game is just a copy of the original, but I promise you it isn't. There's some cool, admittedly minor changes, but the difference they make is pretty big. First off, just to get it out of the way. Yes, it's the same open world from the first game, but looking a bit better and of course with a coat of snow on everything. But you won't get bored of swinging around this New York City, don't worry, and there are some cool new additions to traversal that we'll talk about later. But first, let's talk about the most obvious thing, which is combat. Combat is pretty similar here, but Miles of course has access to his Venom abilities, which are awesome, and his invisibility. The Venom abilities are awesome. They feel super powerful, and slowly building up your Venom meter is really satisfying. The powers look really cool on next-gen hardware, awesome lighting and particle effects, and with the DualSense haptic feedback, you can actually feel the power charging up and then release of super punching a fog off a building. Granted, this isn't major, it's pretty lightly implemented, but it's still a cool thing. There are a few Venom powers, I won't spoil many right now, you'll see them gradually as the video goes on, different ones being displayed on screen. Another new addition to the combat is his stealth ability. Miles can go invisible at any point and turn an encounter into a stealth encounter, which is really cool and adds a bit of diversity to combat scenarios. It's awesome being able to take out an entire enemy hideout in stealth, even if it does take a little bit longer, but it just feels really satisfying. That's the combat really, a few little changes which feel great, and of course Miles has some different animations which make him look and feel different to Peter. The other important part of gameplay is, of course, traversal. How does the swinging feel? And actually, this is a big upgrade from the first game. Swinging feels way quicker, more fluid, and Miles has more intricate animations as he swings around, which is awesome because again, it's a nice visual showcase that he's new to this life, and there is a really small but awesome change to the swinging. If you swing around a corner, press the circle button and push in the direction that you're swinging in, Miles will rapidly turn the corner and keep his momentum, which means you get to zip around much quicker and more fluidly. This is an awesome feature that I haven't seen anyone else notice, which is a shame because it completely changes the flow of swinging for the better, and I really hope that this change makes it into Spider-Man 2, and I hope it's advertised more because I thought this was amazing. It's such a cool little hidden detail. You can also use your Venom Jump ability while swinging around to do a super jump in midair, which can launch you over a building at high speed, and again just makes Miles feel so much quicker than Peter. Combine those two features with the tricks mechanic that not only animates beautifully but also helps build up your Venom meter, and the swinging just feels like a brand new and improved version of what we already had. These changes are so great that I actually ended up missing them a lot whilst replaying the Spider-Man PS5 Remaster. So next up, we've got the graphics. To be quite honest, these are stunning. Maybe it isn't as next gen as we first expected, but after playing the game for a couple months, I've really started to realize how stunning the game is. I'll give a brief rundown of the different graphical modes for you now, so bear with me. First up, we have Fidelity mode. This is capped at 30 FPS, but is running at 4K with ray tracing enabled. This mode is cool, but the mode seems to not run very well. I think it dips under 30 quite a lot. The 30 FPS just doesn't feel stable. It is a cool visual mode, don't get me wrong, and ray tracing is awesome, but like I say, the mode just doesn't run very smoothly. Then we've got the performance mode, which is by far my favorite mode. This is 4K at 60 FPS with no ray tracing and is in my opinion the way to play the game. Everything is so much smoother, it makes everything way more fluid, and the game still looks absolutely fantastic. You'll probably be seeing a lot of gameplay on the screen right now. The reflections, even the non-ray traced reflections, are still amazing in this game. Lastly, we've got the performance ray tracing mode. This is running at 60 FPS in 1080p with ray tracing. This is honestly amazing, so cool, but the fact it doesn't run at 4K is a slight disappointment for me. I've got the same gripes with this as I did in the PS5 remaster, so pretty much the same thing here guys. I still play the game mainly in performance mode, occasionally dipping into performance ray tracing, and then very rarely putting on the fidelity mode. I mainly put on fidelity mode if I'm recording gameplay or the game automatically switches you into fidelity mode when you go into photo mode. So when you go into photo mode, the game automatically switches over to fidelity mode. Overall though, regardless of the graphics mode you choose, it's all brilliant. The game's visuals are always impressive, and honestly, it's just a stunner. So the story is pretty short, but honestly, that's absolutely fine. It's not a full price game, it's £45, and so it's fine for it to be a shorter experience. Plus, there is still a great amount of content. The story is about 8 to 10 hours long at a push. There's some fun side content like side missions, clearing out enemy bases, and a few others I won't spoil, as well as the standard crimes that generate throughout the city that you can go and complete at any time. I personally really enjoyed the story. Some of the twists are a little on the nose, of course, but at the end of the game did nearly bring me to tears because it's such a beautiful moment. Like I say, I won't spoil it because I definitely think you need to experience it for yourself, but I'm just telling you now it's great. My other favourite moment is Miles creating his suit with Genki and properly suiting up for the first time. This was amazing and it felt really deserved. A very minor gripe I had with the game was that certain abilities, one ability in each part of the skill tree, and one of the suits is locked behind a New Game Plus mode. This didn't bother me too much because my intention was always to play the game through at least twice. If you've seen my Spider-Man Remastered video, you know how much I replayed that game, but I know it won't be popular with everybody. I feel like it kind of works though because the game is a shorter experience like I already said, and so this kind of adds a bit of replay value. So as you can tell, I'm pretty hot on the game, and overall I think this game is great, and for me it actually lives up to the original. Yes, it's a shorter experience, and because of this, certain story beats may not land with you quite as well. I think it's got a really great story here, filled with a great cast of diverse characters, and I just loved seeing Miles Morales saving New York. It's a great package, and I really feel like Insomniac struck gold twice, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do it a third time with the upcoming sequel. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and share the video, and if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe. We're always releasing new content and we're always working very hard. But follow us on social media and let us know what you think of the videos. I've been Gio, and I'll see you all next time.